All right, this is a village board meeting for January 13th, 6 o'clock. Ask you to join me with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Mayor March is absent today. Trustee Hudson?
Here.
Trustee Maravka? Here. Trustee Richards?
Here.
Trustee Sandberg?
Here.
Trustee Sluse?
Here.
Trustee Sturba is absent.
Public comments. See anybody? On the consent agenda, action items, we've got approved minutes of the December 16th, 2024 regular village board meeting, approved minutes of the December 16th executive session, approved payroll, accounts payable, and the accounts payable, two payrolls. The first one period was 12/21 for a total of $71,475.29. The next period was 1/4/2025 for a total of $68,325.11. And in the accounts payable for the period ending 1/10/2025, general fund $154,630.08, out of the MFT fund $6,019.21, capital improvement fund $7,270, the BDD Business Development District Fund $10,719.75, TIF 1 Fund $250, TIF 2 $1,916 for a grand total of $180,805.04. Also in the consent agenda, approval for a raffle license, Will County Farm Bureau, raffles per calendar year. Approved raffle license, Peatone American Legion Post 392, raffles per year. They have 5 of them. Approved special event permit, Earth Day, Arbor Day celebration down at Cornerstone Coffee House, 124 West Main Street. This will be on April 27th, 2025, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. There'll be a road closure on Main Street from First Street to the first bump out on Main Street. So anybody want to take any of those out? Not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Staff committee reports. Chief, you got anything for us?
No report.
No report? Okay. Angie, Aqua?
So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
There's a main break. I didn't realize we had a main break. I was at a different plant today, so we have a main break down the road. But everybody's restored with water now. So there'll be a boil order issued. So they should have received a notification if they're on that boil order. And then we have somebody coming out to put salt down. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Troy?
I have no
Anything?
report unless there's any questions.
Any questions for Troy?
The only question I have is the light poles, remember the plugs, some of the plugs weren't working, do you know anything about, are the plugs fixed or are they getting fixed?
Bob would probably know better than me. I know they fixed some of them. I don't know if they're all fixed. I know there were some outstanding items on the punch list where they still had to fix, but I haven't heard
Okay.
if they fixed all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
if I see him, I'll ask him.
Okay.
Thank
sure.
you.
All right, under mayor's comments, he obviously isn't here, but I did want to say Happy New Year, and we're looking forward to a robust new year. Also, I wanted to mention our thoughts and prayers are with the Bill Osborne family, as they had a loss this past week. And on to old business, we don't have any new business. Item G approve video gaming license for Peatone Corner Cafe, 102 North Second Street. Now, there was already, I believe, a liquor license
That's correct.
for them, correct?
Yes.
But now, in your packet, you saw they've got that little area where they wanna put some gaming, so. Are there any questions?
Well, I know they were supposed to start dinner hours, and they've yet to do that, or supper time, evening hours.
Yeah, I wish somebody was here, cause I really kinda wanted to ask that question. If they're gonna start doing that, that would be nice.
Cause I got my concerns over that, and then if they did, would it last? You know, cause it's always been a breakfast, lunch type of place. I just got my I got my doubts maybe if it would last.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so it's kinda interesting, you know, that you got a business like that, and then after a certain time, it turns into a gaming cafe with liquor.
Unless they're doing mimosas.
But, you know, it's an established business, and, if anybody's got any other questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Kind of wait until somebody comes in and talk, maybe.
You wanna table it?
Yeah, I think so.
Does
I'm good
everybody
with
else
that.
think?
Yeah, tabling, just to get their feedback, find out.
All right, we'll table it, we'll contact them and let them know that we've got some questions, okay?
Okay.
Item H, approve ordinance amending Title III, Administration of the Code of Action, item Peatone, to add a new chapter 41. This is electronic participation in a meeting. So, the ordinance number is 2501. Does anybody have any questions about that, what that is, or how that works?
Is that so people can call in or type in or ask?
Yeah, I
questions?
mean,
Yeah.
actually,
So it's, you know, you guys had a lot of remote meetings during COVID, pursuant to some special rules the legislature had done, and they also authorize, under these limited circumstances that we outlined in the ordinance, somebody to call in when they're physically unable to be here because of health or issue, sudden child care, family emergency, those type of things. So this is just kind of codifying those rules so that you have them in the code and everyone is aware of them.
Okay, so would it be just phone calls, or would it be more or less like maybe email, text things?
You have to be able to be
do anything?
heard.
Okay,
So if you wanna electronically participate, the best practice is to try to let the village know in advance so they can have like a phone apparatus set up.
okay,
And then at the outset of the meeting, we announce why you're calling in, make sure everyone can hear you and you can hear everybody else, and then you're able to fully participate.
oh, okay,
One of the qualifiers is that the person who's calling in cannot form the quorum, so there has to be 4 board members physically here.
okay.
And then someone else can be the 5th or 6th.
yeah, I mean, we've got the setup so that we could have them on the video screen or whatever, and they can join in.
Right, so it could be Zoom, it could be phone, it could
I
be.
mean,
whatever.
at the last meeting, I actually would have done that if it was already set up. I just wasn't unable to be here, but anyway. So now we have that. If there's no other questions
Can I
on
just
it.
make a quick
Sure.
comment? So we did check, and we thought there had been established some formal guidelines in the past, but we didn't find the formal document, so we kind of decided that formally articulating it in the code was better, and as Michael said, there's stipulations, personal injury, disability, employment purposes, either your own, you know, if you're away on work and you have to travel, or if you're in business for the village, family or other emergency or unexpected child care obligations, and as has been said, the ideal situation is to notify the clerk notify you all. We have to have a physical quorum, and there is, I mean, if we can't make it work, then we would reject the request, but the goal is to have people be able to participate when they have legitimate reasons, not just skip meetings, but.
Okay, no, this is where I'm a little me on that. So I was thinking it was for the public to call in, so it's just for us to
For
call
us,
in.
for you guys.
Right, no, we're not,
Okay, that's what I was
So,
like,
yeah.
okay.
Well, and it's
Then-
not a requirement either.
Right, no, okay.
If you're on
I just thought
if you're on
we could
vacation,
call in
you don't
and
have
ask
to-
questions, that's what I was like,
Well,
wait, what?
and that question came up before, and I don't know that we get to a solution. I mean, we have a public comment period at the beginning of the meeting, and I don't know how you guys did it during COVID, but would you allow people to submit comments and read them in a meeting? If
I think,
so,
yeah, I think
we don't get that very often, but I mean, that could be an alternative. I don't think you want, I mean, COVID was one thing. I don't think we wanna have remote call-ins because
Oh,
for
it
the
was like,
public, this is more,
I don't want
you're the elected officials and to conduct business, we don't want you not to be able to participate if at all possible
Right.
because of your private, non-government work or if you were traveling, say, to Springfield or Washington or wherever on behalf of the village, that you could still participate and conduct it. But the important piece of this is I think you have to have a physical quorum in the room, so,
Okay,
and you have to be able to hear clearly the person who's talking so that,
okay.
so. So this will be in the code, so that spells it out for the
Thank
future.
you. Then I'll make a motion to say yes.
Second.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes. Item I, approve ordinance amending section 72.1 of chapter 72, parking regulations of the village code of the village of Peatone. This will be ordinance 2502. Now, this is just some changes and reiterating what's in there, is that correct? Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was,
The chief did a lot of work on this, just to kind of clean up, some of the existing.
So,
make-
there was-
you want-
There was signs in town that somewhere along the history of the village, they just put signs up, but they never had ordinances to back those signs up. And then there was places where we have ordinances and no signs. So I worked, with Lieutenant Moore on this, myself, went through, did an audit of all the signs in town. And then, once this, if you pass this, any signs that are missing, Bob will put up, and any signs that aren't supposed to be there, he'll take down. We're just, if we have a sign up, we just want an ordinance to back it. That's pretty much what it is.
clean it up. Yeah, this would be ordinance 2502. Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Trustee Richards?
Yes.
Trustee Sandberg?
Yes.
Trustee Sluse?
Yes.
Trustee Hudson?
Yes.
Trustee Maravka?
Yes.
Item J, discussion of electronic recycling of surplus items for the village. It's a discussion item, and I'm gonna let the administrator fill you in on what he's thinking.
So it doesn't feel like spring, but we're doing a lot of cleaning here in the village over the holidays. And one of the things we discovered is we have a number of old computer bases that were stored down in the basement. And some of these are in excess of 10 years old, so they really have no useful purpose. So I just wanted to make you aware of it. Somebody sees us carrying a bunch of computers out of the building. But Leading IT, who's our contracted IT provider, they, as part of our ongoing relationship with them, they will, at no extra cost, will take those, wipe them and remove any, valuable sensitive information and dispose of them properly. So we just want to get some of the excess stuff out of here and if it has virtually no use to anybody, then it's just, again, making sure we're not have anything on these computers. Going forward, if we ever had computers that maybe still had some life, maybe we can review what was on the books. I've been at places where if they have stuff that's still got some useful life, maybe you make it available to other taxing bodies or nonprofits, but I'm not sure we're ever gonna get to that here because we don't have that many computers, but I just wanted you to be aware of this before we did it. And we, as part of the budget process, which is in full swing now, we're looking at replacements, on a regular, appropriate time frame. So there are gonna be some purchases coming to you this fiscal year and planning for next fiscal year. Just, we lose efficiency if their computers are slow or don't function, so. But this item, I just wanted to make you aware of it if there's any questions or anything. We do still operate electronic recycling here. I think it's on Wednesdays, I forget which Wednesdays,
First
but
and third.
first and third Wednesdays. So things that are more easily disposed of there, we may, and have used that for disposal of our stuff or encourage the public to do that. But for the computer bases that are more sensitive stuff, we wanna just make sure they're wiped and stuff. So that's just
All right. Was there a public comment that,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got stuck by a train.
oh, that's okay. Would you like to do that?
Thank you. My name's Julie Busich, B-U-S-I-C-H. I had just, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for what you do. It's really appreciated, and I think a lot more people do watch these meetings on YouTube than people realize. Because I have been watching, and I guess I'm a little bit surprised about how many residents didn't know about the increase with the water. I did know about the increase in the water, and that was kinda, I hate to say sold to us by the other mayor, but I bought it hook, line, and sinker. And I still would today if I went to those meetings. I think where I am today is, it was sold to us under the aspect of we couldn't afford to do our own repairs and our own infrastructure moving forward. And I know, having that building as long as I did, you can't see it now, but how many times that main failed in front of us with the patches and the patches. And I mean, Tom Blogg probably got sick of hearing and seeing my face, I know that, and I appreciate his time also that he put in with me. But I don't understand how that project downtown got approved without bringing Aqua on board to do the infrastructure underneath, especially with what we're seeing today. And I don't believe that's the first main break that we've had on Second and Main.
Yeah.
And I don't have a dog in the fight anymore. I'm done, I sold that building, but I'm still a taxpayer and I'm still a citizen. And our water is better, I enjoy it. I just don't understand. We had Second and Main down to nothing, basically a road mix. And if you dug, how many more feet would you say? 9 feet, 10 feet? We could have accessed all that infrastructure underneath. I just don't understand for the money that was paid out and how it was sold to us, that the infrastructure would be improved. We can't afford to do it. Aqua, it was just, to me, I don't see any of that promise being brought to fruition today. That's a shame what's going on. I actually took that way, and that's why I got struck by a train. There is a hole, probably 6 foot by 20 foot in front of Dom right now, that they just laid that, how many months ago? I think it's absolutely appalling. I think it's a slap in the face to the citizens of this village. I just don't understand it. I don't understand. I just remember the mayor talking about the Instagram wall, the benches. You know what I mean? Everybody loves pretty. I love pretty. Anybody could do pretty, but get down into it and do it right, because this is gonna be it. When was that main that's under Second and Main now, when was that put in?
I don't really know. Do you know, Troy?
I don't know, but it's probably very old.
Is that original
So-
to the village?
So, this is kind of an issue right now.
Oh,
When the project started, and normally, we've got a short meeting, so I'm gonna try to
Sure.
answer your question, if everybody doesn't mind. I think Aqua was aware of what we were doing. There were some discussions with
They were.
them correctly at the beginning.
They were,
I mean, I think we need to talk about this and put out the information of what we knew. When you look at water main breaks happen all over the town. And the way I look at it is, you could go in there and you could put in all new infrastructure. Yeah, it might be as far as the water. And yeah, you may be better off, but there's still a possibility pipes break occasionally. The thing is, we don't own that system anymore, Aqua does, and we don't have to fix that. The work that they're doing out there is not the villages, that, you know, Aqua is taking care of that.
To
And I
see
can
that
tell you,
village dug up right now, I think it just makes my heart sick.
yeah, it's a shame, but you have to fix it. When something happens, you have to fix it. I mean, and we've got projects, you don't always see them, but projects that are happening all over town, and you just have to address it as it happens.
I would just like to say, I just know from watching the village meeting, I expected more from maybe a partnership with you and Aqua. We will never have that opportunity. We will never have that opportunity in my lifetime, even my children's lifetime, to access what we could have accessed under Second and Main. And I think you guys dropped the ball. You completely dropped the ball on that. I think the mayor completely dropped the ball. Like I said, anybody can make something pretty. Anybody could put park benches up and pavers and stuff, and I don't know, just to see it continuously. I know there was a break, I believe it was by the bowling alley.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
how many
early on.
since then? Is this the second one then?
In the area that there was construction, yeah, to my knowledge, it's the
No, there
second
was
one.
one in the corner by All Automotive.
Oh, was there?
So you're looking at the third main break since what, 2 months? 2-3 months? I think that's absolutely disgusting. I think the mayor completely dropped the ball on this. And I would just like to say to anybody listening to this meeting, I am so glad he is running with somebody, because I think this time we have a choice. And I don't think the residents are gonna sit back and let this go anymore. I just think the money that was spent was wasted, just wasted. Especially when you drive down there now and you see those guys out there working. It really should have been done, and that's really all I have to say.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you for
Thank
your
you.
questions of the press.
No.
Any other correspondence, communication?
Did we approve the last thing before you asked her to talk?
I think that was
That
a
was just-
discussion item.
Oh, it was just discussion, okay.
Yeah, it was just discussion.
Explain where the
something.
computers were going.
Okay, gotcha.
Thanks for keeping an eye
Yes.
on me.
You're welcome.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.